tu também? Even wachten.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Oh, Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Caitanya Dayagara Hare
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya
Toma Bina Dayalo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Gaurikai ki Harinam Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Shri
Jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, most welcome. And you gave a very nice introduction. By such a nice kid on Bhajan, wonderful. Very heartwarming. We are thanking his Bala Govinda Das and Sanjay Devi Dasi for bringing Maharaj here. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you here. And you introduced yourself already by your kirtan. So I don't want to take any more time. You know, I just want to do people.
Thank you.
And we can hear Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vashacharya Saharine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to express my heartfelt joy for being here. And this is sound like Antwerpen.
Yes.
Right? Antwerpen is a 9-island in Manipur. And also grateful to Purushottam Prabhu.
Yeah.
And yes, and Arun Prabhu, who is taking me everywhere. And today, according to our calendar, we are celebrating the Panihati festival, Chirbai festival. What is it about? And as you know, the festival itself, it plays a very integral part in our life. Life itself is a festival. This is true, because what is the nature of the soul is Satchit Ananda. That's the nature of the soul. We are the soul, we are not this body. So this soul is Satchit Ananda, that's the nature. Sat means eternal, Chit full of knowledge, and full of bliss. The soul, that's the nature of the soul. Life is full of colors. Life is not dry. Life is not monotone. Life is full of bliss and full of festivities. Even the darshan, we have in the darshan, is a festival for the eyes. It's a feast for the eyes. Right? That's what it explains. Feast for the eyes when we have darshan, beauty, to see the beauty of the Lord. Today I was telling how even the gopis, they are criticizing Brahma. Because the Gopi, they want to see Krishna constantly without stop. So why he has created the blinking of the eyes? Blinking the eyes that take that fraction of a second. But they don't want that. They want to look at Krishna permanently, always looking at seeing Krishna with his eyes. So they say Brahmaji doesn't have experience in creation. No? Why these black eyes is blinking? We just want to focus and see Krishna. So the eyes festival is to always have darshan, seeing Krishna. The tongue is meant to honor prasadam and glorifying Krishna. The ear is meant to be hearing Krishna's name, then it becomes perfect. The hands doing the service. Rupa Goswami explained when he chant, Rupa Goswami, one of the acharya, when he chant this two syllable, Krishna, so much nectar, and then he desired to have thousands of tongues, not for eating, to be able to chant the glories of the Lord. And then when the sound vibration comes from the mouth, it goes to the ear. And so much nectar, he desired to have thousands of ears to be able to hear the holy name. And that sound comes from here, comes to the ear, and then it goes inside, straight to the heart. Sure. And then he said it captivates the senses. That's the power of the holy name. That's what he was just chanting right now. The sound coming from the mouth goes into the ear and ship to the heart. So life is very full of colors. Life is not boring. There's festivities all year round. And which make us joyful. A celebration, full of celebration. It's very colorful. You have chanting, you have dancing, you have dramas, talks, lectures, Bhagavad, dancing. And when you get tired, prasadam is there. Right? And prasadam also is full of variety. When there is festival. Right? The spiritual life is not boring. Prabhupada has made a revolution. In the past, only sadhus, munis were sitting like this to have discussion, spiritual discussion. But in Kali Yuga, we are Kali Yuga people. Kalu Sutra, Sundara. We are gathering to discuss Shastra, Kirtan. And Prabhupada has made it very easy for us. It's not boring. So today's special is a Chirdai festival, and that has been organized by the Lord himself, by Nityananda Prabhu, because he wants to make his devotees very happy. Right? And this festival, there were millions and millions of people who came to attend the festival. And how this festival originated, took place, you must be knowing Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami is one of the 6 Goswami, very elevated Goswami. And he hails from a very rich family. His father was very extremely rich. Just like Indradev, as much as Indra is rich, is equal to Indra's opulences. Indradev, the Lord, sent the rain. So, and he came to see Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu was sitting on a raised platform with around the devotees sitting. And Raghunath Das Goswami came, but from behind the tree, the bush, he paid his obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu. Secretly, he was paying obeisances. So, this is why when we come to temple, we should not be secretly hiding behind it. We should show ourselves, give our darshan to the devotees. So, but he was secretly hiding, paying obeisances. And then the devotees there, they told Nityananda Prabhu, here's Raghunath Goswami is around, he's here. And then Nityananda Prabhu called him, you come here, come, Raghunath Goswami, come. You're chore, you're a thief, because you're paying obeisances secretly from behind a tree. So you're taking, secretly you're taking the mercy. So you're a big thief. So with that thief, you have to pay a fine. You have to pay a fine for that. And then Nityananda Prabhu said, because you are secretly paying obeisances, you have to pay the fine, and your fine is you have to sponsor for all the people, all the devotees, chiradhai. Chiradhai means flat rice mixed with yogurt. That's one. Again, flat rice mixed with condensed milk. There's two types. And you have to buy, you have to sponsor all the devotees. You're going to make a festival here. And Raghunath Das Goswami did not say no. He was happy about the fine. He was so happy, became so happy because now he's getting the chance to sponsor prasadam to all the devotees. That's mercy. You know, feeding the devotees is a very wonderful service. Lots of blessing. So when Raghunath Das Goswami, what he did, he just arranged, 7 devotees helping to arrange with 400 pots, big pots, 400 big pots like this. He had the dahi mixed with a flat rice and condensed milk mixed with flat rice and bananas also. Very nice prasadam. So, and then these prasadam were distributed to all of the devotees. And many people came. So many people came. Thousands, and you can say millions. People came, there was not enough space to stand on the earth. Some of them, they stood in the river. There was no space. They went in the river, they were standing there. And some were standing on the trees. There was not enough space. And they were all enjoying. And then Nityananda Prabhu, by his devotion, he invoked the presence of Nityananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Right. Actually Mahaprabhu already left the world. But by the devotion of Nityananda Prabhu, he appeared on the spot. Is that possible? Yeah. It's possible. Because Lord is attracted by devotion. If you have devotion, you call for the Lord, he will come. Many examples. Advaitacharya was calling for the Lord to come down. Please come down. This Kali Yuga, lots of degradation. You must come. People are not interested in spiritual life. You know, like to spend money in enjoyment, but not spiritual life. People are not chanting the names of the Lord. Then the Lord came in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So at that time, on the spot in front of many devotees, but many also could not see Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared on the spot. And Nityananda Prabhu, he was taking that from each one spot, he was taking the chirida, he was feeding, putting in the mouths of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And they were enjoying very much. Was feeding the Lord. So this is how this festival took place. And the Lord was very mercifully observing this festival. And the Lord gave chance for everyone, every single devotee to feed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Feeding the Lord, that's a devotion. Right? Lord doesn't need to be fed. But that's Lord, that's devotion. Make him happy. Right? And It's like Yasoda. Yasoda was able to catch Krishna. This Krishna was running away. And the Lord makes everybody cry. Everybody cry, right? We all cry because the Lord is, God is Karan, Sarva Karana, Karan is the cause of all causes. But who makes Krishna cry? Yasoda. Right. So that's devotion. Krishna is attracted by devotion. Krishna alluring Cupid. But who allured Krishna is Srimati Radharani. Because Srimati Radharani is full of devotion. Krishna attracts Cupid, but Radharani attracts Krishna, the attractor of Cupid, because of full devotion. Lord is called Ajit. Ajit means one who cannot be conquered. Yet he can be conquered by devotion. Devotion is higher than God. Right? Your devotion is higher than God because it captivates God. This is why our devotion, we have to increase our devotion to the Lord. The Lord is not bereft. The Lord is not thirsty of pleasure to be served. He's already full of opulences. What He wants from us when we are making offering to the Lord is bhoga. It doesn't necessarily want a bhoga. What He wants, that devotion in which you're offering to the Lord. Krishna says in Gita, Patram, Puspam, Phalam, Choyam. You may bhaktiya prechi. Bhaktiya, this word bhakti, devotion is mentioned 2 times in that verse. And if you cannot have fruits, if you don't have fruits, you cannot afford to buy fruits, then you can offer some flowers. Even if you cannot offer flowers, you can offer water. Even that, if you cannot offer, you can offer leaves. But fruits are leaves. Who is there in this world? At work, in your job, you have a boss, right? Can you satisfy your boss just by giving some leaves? But the Supreme Lord is satisfied just by giving him some leaves, tulsi leaves. Amazing, right? So they are so merciful, Lord Krishna. So this is the Nityananda Prabhu, very merciful. Even more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nityananda Prabhu. Aha Prabhu Korodoya Premananda Sukhi. Amibaro Dukhi. I am Dukhi, I'm sad. I'm always unhappy. Yes. But make me happy. He is so merciful, Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu has devised many ways to deliver the people. He was told to go and preach to Jagai Madar. And you know who is Jagai Madar? Huh? Yeah. What was the character? They were drunkards, drunk people, looters, drunks, criminals, all his characters. And Mahaprabhu told him to go and preach. Will you go to preach to this kind of people? But Nityananda Prabhu wanted to prove the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so exalted that his mercy can deliver the most wretched person. And the most wretched person is Jagayan Mother. They have done all kinds of sinful activities that you cannot imagine. All types, every types of sin. Nityananda Prabhu went and preached to them. But they were drunk. And they just took that bottle of wine, just hit Nityananda. And he started bleeding his head. And then Nityananda Prabhu said, Jagai Mother, I don't mind. This is just a little pain, no problem. But please do not waste this lifetime. We have wasted so many lifetimes. And this lifetime, make it perfect. Please chant Hare Krishna. That's it. That was nothing. It's just a pain. But the desires to deliver the people. Another time what he did, Nityananda Prabhu, he had been putting costly jewels, golden, chain, jewelry, and all types, and dressed very costly jewels. In the past, we were also dressing the Lord with costly jewels, but now because of thieves, we don't do that. People may come and steal. So Nityananda Prabhu, he was in his room, he was taking prasadam, and there were some looters, some gundas, criminals, and they wanted to go and loot Nityananda Prabhu. So they asked the devotees, man to go, and they saw that he was taking prasadam. They said, no, we cannot go now, we have to wait. They were behind a bush, the thieves. And what happened? They fell asleep. Whole night. The next morning they got up, they said, maybe we have not done any puja to Kali Mata, to Chandi, Devi. And again they were waiting, next night they went, and that time when they went there, they saw big sentry, like bodyguard, huge 15 feet, bodyguard. They could not go. And then they wait for the third night. The third night, what happened? There was a huge, big storm, like cyclonic storm, raining and thunderbolts, lightning. They all fell into the ground. They became blinded by the lightning. And there was scorpion there biting them. They fell on thorns, and it was really, really painful for them. And many of them became blinded by the lightning, crying out of pain. And finally they understood that Nityananda Prabhu is not an ordinary person. He is the Supreme Lord also. And they all went and begged for forgiveness, fell to his feet and begging for forgiveness. Please forgive us, we have offended you, we wanted to loot you, and this is our state, what happening to us. And they all surrendered to Nityananda Prabhu King. They all surrendered to Nityananda Prabhu. But there was no need for Nityananda Prabhu to wear costly jewels, but just to attract them to come to him, and they'll surrender. Many ways. So, and he's the one who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, you go. What he said? Bolo Krishna, prati ghar ghar gya karo. Go to each and every house and beg people. I mean, devotees, you're also begging. You're not begging for money. You're begging people to chant the names of the Lord. That's our begging. So he said, prati ghar gya karo. Go door to door. Bolo Krishna, bhojo Krishna, karo Krishna, shiksha. Tell people to chant the names, take the names, and give the message to chant Hare Krishna. And then Nityananda Prabhu was going door to door. Bolo Krishna, Bhojo Krishna, Loho Krishna, Na Bolo. Bolo Krishna, Bhojo Krishna, Loho Krishna, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. And that's why Nityananda Prabhu, when he went to door, he said, please, Bolo Krishna, tell the names of Krishna, take the names of Krishna. Spread the message of Krishna. Why? Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhanapan. Krishna is mother, Krishna is the father, Krishna is everything. Tameva Mata, Pita Tameva, Tameva Bandhu, Jasaka Tameva. Krishna is friend, his brother, is everything, his mother, his father, his grandfather. Is everything. Because everybody likes their mother, right? Some like their father more. Some like their grandfather more, right? So Krishna is saying, also I'm my father. Right? Why also? Because Krishna is the Dhana Pran. Dhana Pran means the life's treasure. life's wealth, the real life's treasure is Krishna. Dhana Pran. Dhana means treasure. Pran means life. Right? Some people say, my wife is my life. My daughter is my life. Some say Rasgulla is my life. Because I like to eat Rasgulla. So if Rasgulla is your life, you cannot stay, you cannot live without Rasgulla. So how can you live without Krishna? Because Krishna is a real Dhanapra, life's treasure. Life is looking for Krishna. Body is looking for enjoyment. But soul is looking for the Lord. Soul is never happy with this material world. Soul is happy only with the Lord. Satchit Ananda. That's why this material world, no matter how much you enjoy, still it will never give you real satisfaction. You know, real shanti, real pleasure to the heart. Only the Lord can do that. Right? So you would go like that, going door to door and preach, begging people to chant Hare Krishna, delivering the people. And Asatyare Satya Karimani. If we don't have connection with Nityananda Prabhu, what does it say? Se sambandha nahi ja, brita janma girotar. If we don't have connection with Nityananda, who is standing there on the left side, on the altar? If you don't have connection, then our life is a waste. You're wasting your life more. This life, this body is very valuable. It is rare also, this body. Human body is rare. He said, if we don't have connection with Nityananda Prabhu, then Brita Janma Gerotar, then we are wasting this human birth. You know, if there is a flight, I was giving you an example. You're in the flight. Okay? There is an announcement. You know this one? Tighten your seatbelt. Ladies and gentlemen. Right? And what was the announcement? The announcement that in 1 hour time there will be air crash. But don't worry, we'll serve you nice food. You know? Rasgulla, puri, whatever. Serving nice food. But in 1 hour there will be air crash. What would you choose to do now here?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Definitely you are going to take the names of God, pray to God. You cannot eat. How can you eat? In 1 hour there will be a crash. But same thing, announcement has already been made by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. This announcement already made. Jita Shahid Dhruvam Mrityu Dhruvam Janmamrita Sacha, chapter 2, text 27. One who is born will have to already made. His body is crashing, in fact, every day. Every day is getting destroyed. But then what people are doing? They're not chanting Hare Krishna, they're enjoying the food. Enjoying the sword. But body is going to crash soon, sooner or later. You know, already mentioned, body is crashing every day. So this is why chanting the names of God is very important every moment. Today I was telling somebody asked Prabhupada, someone asked Prabhupada a challenging question. Swamiji, why it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, we have to chant 16 rounds. Is it written? Which verse? Yes, yes. The Prabhupada knows how to give the answer. Prabhupada said, 16 round is not mentioned. But Krishna is saying, Satatam Kirtayam. Always chant 24 hours, chanting my name. Not 16 hours, 24 hours. Then Prabhupada asked the man, can you chant 24 hours? And the man said, no. So that is why we have given 16 rounds only. And the man said, oh Prabhupada ji, thank you very much. You have made it less for us. You know, so this is why Man Mana Bhava Bhakta Krishna is telling that, because this body can go anytime. There's no trust. We cannot trust this breathing thing. We're breathing air every moment, every time, anytime can stop. Right? So this is why Nityananda Prabhu is going door to door and telling everyone. And Raghunath Goswami on the other side, he at the end, he stopped making sponsoring prasadam. And Mahaprabhu asked, why you stopped? He said, because my father's money, this is all my father's money he was collecting by black, not white money. So, you know, because you enjoy this money, you get karma. Mahaprabhu was very, very pleased with him. And then he would go to Jagannath Puri, he would collect, but they also, beggars became a beggar, started begging, they also stopped the begging. Because in begging also there is, mind is chanchal. Because when you're begging, you're standing for begging, people, oh, this man is rich, he will give me more. Or this one is poor, you will less. Or this one is more rich, he will give more. No, the mind is also chanchal. And then he just left. He went to collect the rotten food that was washed away. He would wash it, put some salt, and that's what he was eating. Mahaprabhu was pleased with him because he was denounced the world. You know? So this is how the festival took place in Panihati, which is north of Calcutta, and for the pleasure of the devotees. Another time, what happened? Mahaprabhu, devotees were doing Sankirtan, they were chanting, and they were all tired. There was no prasadam at the time. There was a seed, mango seed, amhat. Mahaprabhu just put the mango seed in the soil, and immediately that seed transformed into a big huge tree. It was full of mangoes. And then Bhaktiman picked the mangoes, giving to each devotee, and each devotee, just by eating one mango, belly was full, filled up. And that mango didn't have seed and no skin. They just swallowed it. So that's the nature of the Lord, to feed the devotees and to make them happy. Association. And it is said, Nacho Gao Bhakta Sange Kara Sankirtan, chant and dance and do Sankirtan and deliver the people. Isn't it? It's a very beautiful way how to deliver people. By chanting, dancing and chanting, dancing, Nacho Gao Bhakta Kara Sankirtan. Yeah, prasad, afterward you take prasad. When you're tired, you take the prasad. Today I was saying, sometimes people say spiritual life is boring. Is it boring?
Never.
Never boring. Full of joy. Full of bliss. That's what the Prabhupada has transformed it. In a blissful way. Long ago it was, people were thinking it's all for old people, just for the sages only. No. In our society we have the kids coming, the newly married couples coming, the youngsters are coming. We just had a youth festival in Govardhan, India. 7,000 youth at the age of 20, 25. That's the age. 7,000, always dhoti, kurta, tilak, and japamala. It was a retreat. And they're all like educated, you know, doing college studies, and they became devotees because it's not boring. Nowadays the youth is difficult to preach to the youth, but they come to Krishna consciousness. So spiritual life is Sachit Ananda, it's full of bliss, and Mahaprabhu has shown us. So yes, Juni festival ki, Nityananda Prabhu ki, Raghunath Goswami ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nidai Gautamanande. Do you have a kind of question? this way. Yes.
Where? Question? No questions. Everybody agrees. Yeah. Question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj,
Hare Krishna.
thank you so much for your inspiration. Today, what is the best way to preach? Could you say today it's difficult to meet the young people? I think what is the best way today to reach the people? And there is a greater need than ever for Krishna consciousness. It's more difficult, I mean, in one sense. Maybe.
Yeah, nice. So, we devoted, we have to also have the outreach, always have the outreach, meeting people, preach, distribute books also. You know, when people read the book, that they can be transformed, the life can be transformed. There's many ways. There's also Harinam Sankirtan. We also go to colleges, preach the message. You know, so we have to reach them, especially the young people. It is, one sense it's difficult, but in other sense it is not so difficult also because they are spirit soul. A devotion is already there in the heart because that's the nature of the soul. Bhakti is not an imposition. Bhakti is the natural tendency of the soul. So those who are fortunate enough, they will transform and take to Krishna consciousness. Why to the youth? Because the youth, they have the energy, right? Once they become devotee, and they will become also the leaders, the future leaders of our society, right? And I have been dealing with many youth also. I did many for about 20 years. I did youth preaching, and they become devotees. But also we have to show them. We have to take them out. We have to also be with them and do kirtan, lots of kirtan and philosophy, you know, and like that. And do retreat also, youth retreat, they like it. And they'll come. And I also joined at the age of, I became devotee at the age of 16. You know, I was, of course, I was someone who would always be making inquiries. I would not accept anything. So I was questioning myself. Who has created the sun and the moon and the stars? Who created them? And if there is a God, who has created God? That was my question in my mind when I was young. Who created God? And if there is one God, why is He God? Why another person? Why not be? So many questions like that came to my mind. Because the youth, they are very inquisitive. But when the devotees came, then I heard the lecture, I was convinced, I was very moved because I saw that they're intelligent. They are answering the question very intelligently, not just wishy-washy. You know, so yes. And this movement has created revolution. Prabhupada has created revolution in spiritual life. You know, many, I'm saying many thousands of youth are, because why they attracted the youth also because they have their seva also. They play Vedanga, they play Kartal, they play harmonium, they sing, they do drama, they will do Bharatanatyam. You know, they have their parts to play in the movement, and this is how they become attracted to the society. You know, and when Prabhupada started the movement, that's how he started, and they were all young. All these people, devotees, they were about 19, 18, 19, 20, right, when they joined. And this is how the movement got spread all over the world. Right? So we have to have outreach, and it's our duty also, devotees, to go and preach. This is the highest welfare activity. He said, a great devotee accept voluntary suffering for the suffering of others. To remove the suffering of others, we have to accept voluntary suffering. We have to sacrifice, we have to go. And this is highest worship. If we do that, this is the highest worship. By sacrificing ourselves for the benefit of other people. This body Krishna has given to us is not for us to enjoy. Dadichi is saying, Dadichi in Bhagavatam. This body we have is not for us to enjoy. It is meant to be used for the benefit of other people. This is preaching. Right? Like Krishna Prabhu also, being the temple president here, so much sacrifice. But this sacrifice, this pain is meant for the benefit of all of us, other people. Right? So this is why preaching is required. And this is the most blissful service we can do for the Lord, is to preach Krishna consciousness. Meeting people, slowly you will see it grow, definitely. We have to have outreach also. And festival, and youth festival. We do also lots of youth festival in Mauritius, my country. Boat festival and youth festival. Let's get attracted. We just did one. We invited the youth. About 1,000 youth came. New people. But there was music also. Music, kirtan, prasadam, philosophy, screen, projector. And they become attracted. But there is a great need. Because also, if you see social degradation, that's also very much there. Very much onto drugs now. You know? So, because they have the wrong direction. You have to give them, they're very energetic. If they have the right direction, they can lift mountains for you. Yeah? They can do so much if they get the right direction. Otherwise, the energy will be used in riot. They will burn in shops. They can, burn the buses. Destroy here, destroy there, destroy that energy. But if that energy is properly diverted, what they will do? They will beat the mridanga. Yes. They will beat the kartal. They will scream, crying, scream, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. This is how the energy is diverted. If you don't divert it here, it will go destruction. Burning house, burning shop, rioting everywhere, killing people. But the energy should be diverted here. That's perfect. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very nice. Yeah, I was just thinking that we are chanting Hare Krishna, and we are actually asking, oh my Lord, please engage me in your service. Please. So personally, my own life, I know that I only understood Krishna consciousness as soon as I start doing seva, washing clothes, scrubbing, cleaning, and then actually I start understanding Krishna consciousness. So the one very important part of all our preaching, of all our chanting, of all our discussions should lead to helping people to engage all their senses in the Lord's service. Of course, temple president always looking for that, but I'm a very small person, but anyway. But it is a fact. No? Maybe you can speak something about the practical application of seva.
Once there was a man, he came to Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj is Prabhupada's guru. He has some question. Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta told him, first, before asking your question, you go in the kitchen and do the pot washing. That's what you were telling. So he goes there and washes pots, and then he came back and Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said, so what is your question? And he said, Guru Maharaj, I have already got my answer. Because he got purified by washing the pots. So it's not just washing pots, because Krishna says in Gita, Bhaktya mam apijanati. If you want to know God on his road, practical application, seva, not through jnana, Knows for Astanga Yoga, knows for Karma Yoga, only for Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga means practical service, devotion. Bhakti means devotion, devotional service. When the word service, process Prabhupada translated Bhakti, devotional service. So what there is a word service means there is action. There must be action, practical action. So the more you clean the pots, the more it helps you to clean your heart. Cleanliness is godliness. You say, right? Cleanliness is godliness. Not only pots, cleaning the temple. It may seem to be the same. Like people outside, they also cleaning pots, they also cleaning temple. It looks the same, the action is the same, but the result is not the same. There you're cleaning for your own sanctification. But here you're cleaning for Krishna, you're serving Krishna. So that will clean your heart. Prahlad Maharaj said, he said, when you have a mirror, right? What do you see? Your reflection. If you apply some makeup here, there will be application, powder, whatever, cream. If you apply it in your face, there also. Similarly, when you serve Krishna, so your body also is getting decorated. You also getting, when you decorate Krishna, you dress Krishna, your body also is getting decorated with devotion. It's a reflection. It comes to you also. The more you serve Krishna, the more you also get decorated devotionally. You also make advancements, spiritual advancement, and then you clean your heart. So that practical service is very much required. Each person, each devotee should have some service at the temple, and this is required for initiation also. Right? Service, it helps, it cleans our hearts. Krishna consciousness is a cleansing process. Iron becomes attracted to magnet, isn't it? Iron is attracted to magnet. But if iron is rusty, will it get attracted? No. What should be done? Take a sandpaper and remove the rusty. Immediately it will be attracted. So this is the sandpaper, is the washing, the cleaning, the cleansing process of the chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. So last point, why this is very scientific. Why the devotional service is important, like Prabhu was saying. Many times we do sinful action. Okay, I'll tell you like this. If we have got greasy, you're doing mechanic works, right? Mechanic, making the car. How do you wash it? Soap. Soap is also grease. You wash grease with, you take away grease with another grease, right? If your feet are pricked by thorn, how do you take it out? Another thorn. The pin, whatever, safety pin, that's also thorn. So one thorn is a cause of pain, the other thorn is a cause of solace, like free. If they say when fire is catching in a field, you have to put fire on the other side. You fight fire with fire. If you have taken too much milk, you got a bowel problem, and then you can take the dahi. Fight with milk also, dahi is also milk. Now if we have done sinful action, how do we counteract? With devotional action, same thing. You take the tone with another tone. So we have done many sinful action, we have done many sinful action in the past. So how do we purify that? By spiritual action. Same thing, action, remove action, sinful action. So this is why devotional service is very, very important. We have to devotional service means we serve the Lord without anything in expectation. That is called pure devotional service. Not that I serve the Lord, I want this, please my Lord, give me this, give me that. No. So we just do it voluntarily, causeless, without anything expect in return, and that service will purify you, you will make spiritual advancement, and you become fixed in the spiritual life. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Krishna Guru.
Okay. So there's no more questions or comments. Okay. So then we do Gaura Arti, and everybody please rise, and we can do the